y'all understand that there's only one mother Carter.
Meet me there, Betty. Beat me there, you did.
Shots were fired at the tour bus of Grammy-winning rapper Lil Wayne.
Tell the homies, let him know where he at.
See, you used to be a Crip, now you're a Blood.
Young hug, young gay.
Atlanta police are on the scene of a triple shooting.
Did you kill the homies?
Many of you will know Atlanta has been at the forefront of rap for the past several years, producing some of the biggest names in the industry and shaping the sound of modern hip hop. But behind the superstar rappers and platinum records is a horrifying and brutal world of gang violence and crime, where deadly rivalries and illicit activities cast a dark shadow over the city's thriving rap culture, with Young Thug's YSL crew being accused of allegedly terrorizing the streets of Atlanta, whether it was selling, robbing or shooting. Thug has found himself linked to many street crimes over the past decade, which could land him in prison for the rest of his life. Even though some of you may see Thug as the guy that poses naked on his album covers or wears dresses, you must not ignore the fact he grew up on Cleveland Avenue, considered one of Atlanta's most dangerous hoods, which led Thug into a life of street crime and violence from an early age, which may have been one of the reasons he's had so many altercations in his career. So here are the victims of Young Thug. Throughout the early stages of his career, Young Thug earned many comparisons to the 5-time Grammy winner Lil Wayne. Now, Thug was never shy about the influence Wayne had on him. Even all the way back at the beginning of his career in 2011, 19-year-old Young Thug stated that one day he would sign to Lil Wayne's Young Money Records, which was his own label imprint under Birdman's Cash Money.
So what's next for Young Thug? Who should we look forward to you working with, do music, any mixtapes when they come out? What can we expect in 2011?
Wayne, Young Money. Working with them.
You are right now?
No.
Or you're going to.
Yeah, Young Money. We're coming.
Now fast forward to 2014, Young Thug would start making a lot of buzz with his singles Stoner and Danny Glover, which would elevate his status within the industry and was now being spotted working with the likes of Drake and Kanye West, with him also signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 label just around a year prior. In the January of 2014, Young Thug would give one of his first interviews since his 2011 one, which I showed previously, in which he continued showing how much he looked up to Lil Wayne. Thug told Complex, he has 10 to 15 years in the game on top, and the fact he knows he can lean back and retire and he still doesn't. I hope Wayne is listening. I want to get in the studio with Wayne more than anybody in the world. I'll get in the studio with Wayne before Michael Jackson right now, so I hope he's listening. Now in the February of 2014, Thug would start being constantly spotted with Birdman and would even put out a couple tweets. Rich Gang YMCMB family, and would then share another image with him and Birdman captioned blessing, at Birdman 5-star, and I, #studio, work hard, play hard. Now it seemed like this association had people theorizing that Thug could be signing to Birdman's Cash Money. Well, in an interview with Mass Appeal in the same month, he would be asked if he was now part of the Cash Money label, to which he responded with, yeah, I signed, which would actually cause a lot of confusion among fans, as of course everyone knew Young Thug was signed to Gucci Mane. Well, in a BuzzFeed article in 2014, the truth would be exposed, and basically even though Thug signed a legal contract with Gucci Mane, however, soon after he ended up in jail for violating his parole, and with Thug being known as a street kid, paperwork and legal matters weren't important to him. So if Gucci Mane was in jail, his contract with 1017 was basically no longer valid to him. So he ended up signing another deal with Atlantic Records for a mere $15,000 advance, which was horrifyingly low compared to the millions other budding artists were signing for. However, it wasn't all bad for Thug, as around this period in 2014, Birdman did say he was interested in bringing in Thug to his label, which would make sense as Thug was constantly with the group. At South by Southwest, Thug, Wayne and Birdman will all be on stage together, which would actually be the first time Thug met his icon Lil Wayne, where it seemed like he also welcomed him to the team by bringing Thug out to perform his single to However, all this speculation would end after it would come out in the June of 2014, Thug officially signed to 300 Entertainment. Now even though Thug wasn't signed to Birdman, he still took him under his wing to mentor him into a superstar, as in the June of 2014, Birdman, Young Thug and fellow Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan would drop their single Lifestyle alongside a music video. These three would release a song under the Rich Gang moniker, which was something like a new generation spin-off of Cash Money Records. The The song would end up becoming a viral hit, peaking at number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100, which showed the world and Birdman that his new project was working, which meant he would start pushing Rich Gang heavily. Now this was apparently causing tension, which fans started to notice, as around this period Lil Wayne was beginning the rollout of his 12th studio album The Carter 5 by dropping songs such as Believe Me, Crazy and Grinding. However, these songs had no music videos and were receiving no push from his label Cash Money, which seemed to line up with the exact time Birdman was starting his huge campaign with Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug, leading to the release of their collaborative mixtape Rich Gang, The Tour Volume 1 on the 29th of September in 2014, with the project garnering huge success, with Complex describing it as one of the year's best full-length records full stop. The project also didn't feature any of Birdman's Cash Money artists, which further portrayed the picture that Birdman was planning to move away from Cash Money. But things would really start getting heated in the October of 2014, as in that month Young Thug told MTV that he's planning to pay homage to his idol Lil Wayne by naming his next album The Carter 6. He also said that Wayne did 1 to 5, so I'm going to do 6 to 10. However, the rumours of Birdman abandoning Cash Money would really be forgotten very quickly, as in the October of 2014, Thug and Wayne would release their first collaborative single titled Take Care, and pictures of them and Birdman all together in the studio would also be posted online, showing the Rich Gang and Cash Money were working closely together. However, just a short time later in the December of that year, Lil Wayne would put out a series of tweets letting his fans know his highly anticipated album The Carter 5 will not be dropping as Birdman is not letting him release it, and that he is a prisoner to the label. To all my fans, I want you to know my album won't and hasn't been released because Baby and Cash Money Records refused to release it. I want off this label and nothing to do with these people, but unfortunately it ain't that easy. Wayne would continue this fit of rage in the January of 2015, as he would release Sorry for the Wait 2, which, as you can guess from the title of the project, was an apology aimed at his fans for all the delays leading up to the release of his album. The tape was full of disses towards Birdman, which eventually led to Wayne filing a lawsuit against Cash Money Records for $51 million just a couple of days after the release of the project, claiming he was owed for the recording and completion of The Carter 5, as well as monetary compensation for Drake and Nicki Minaj. Now, a day after Lil Wayne filed the lawsuit, more controversy would arise as Lil Wayne would host a listening party for his freshly released Sorry for the Wait 2 at the Versace Mansion in Miami, which would announce with a tweet that read, SFTW2 party tomorrow night at the Versace Mansion, F with me, you won't be sorry, no you won't be sorry, go to live for what? Now the ending of this tweet was actually him telling people to not go to Birdman's Rich Gang party going on at Club Live in Miami on the same night.
Yeah, tonight we're going to Miami with Bloody Bird. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be at Live. So if you ain't at Live, you ain't living. Ain't no the club, that shit ain't nothing. Whoever don't like it, pull up.
Now, with Lil Wayne and Birdman being on bad terms, Birdman would put his entire focus on the success of his new protege, Young Thug, as in the March of 2015, Thug would embark on Travis Scott's rodeo tour with Birdman, joining them on almost every single stop where he would perform old Cash Money songs. Now, it seemed like also in the March of 2015, Lil Wayne's daughter caught wind of Thug's decision to name his album Carter 6, which led to her speaking out, defending her father on Twitter with a series of tweets. But in the April of 2015 is when things would start getting heated between Young Thug and Lil Wayne, as Thug would take to Instagram to announce his next project, Carter 6, whilst also showing off his provocative cover, which was him practically naked. Now, what was supposed to be Thug giving homage to Wayne was taken as a diss and would begin a war between Rich Gang and Lil Wayne, as 2 days later at a show, Wayne would diss them.
Also, before I go any further, I want y'all to understand that there's only one mother Carter. You need. Also, before I go any further, I want y'all to do me a favor. If y'all ever have Rich Gang or whoever it is in this motherfucker, y'all let them know I said fuck. Also, before I go any further, I want y'all to do me a favor and stop listening to songs that post naked on their motherfucking album.
Now, Thug would respond on Instagram, where he refused to bite back at Wayne as he sees him as his idol.
I understand that Lil Wayne is frustrated about his career, and I feel him on that, but this is my idol. I wouldn't ever in my life swap words with him or beef with him about nothing. This is a person that I look up to. Ha ha.
And even though Lil Wayne was clearly upset with the release of Barter 6, that didn't stop Thug, as just a couple of days later, he would officially announce the album and the show.
Yeah, YSL. Carter 6 coming out Friday, first show. New Orleans, Holly Grove. Meet me there, Betty. Beat me there, you did. With them dicks too. Yeah.
In this clip, Thug is referring to the same Holly Grove neighborhood in New Orleans Lil Wayne and Mac Maine grew up in, which is where his first show was going to be, clearly trying to add more fuel to the fire. Now, just a couple of days before the release, Thug would also announce he has to rename the album to Barter 6 due to people trying to sue, with the B in Barter presumably standing for Bloods. And on the 17th of April in 2015, Barter 6 would officially drop, with Lil Wayne not taking kindly to him releasing the project, which would lead to him dissing him a week after the release of the album, saying there is no such thing as Carter 6.
Ain't no such thing as Carter 6. You let him know Tunchi said suck my.
Then 9 days after the release of Barter 6, Thug would keep his promise of performing in Louisiana, where it seemed like he wasn't welcome. Now, this show Thug was performing at was on the night of the 26th of April, which was on the same night Lil Wayne was performing at the Compound in Young Thug's hometown Atlanta, where he was receiving love and support from his supporters in the crowd, unlike Thug.
This is how about this talk, make some motherfucking noise.
Now, many of you will remember that clip from earlier of Thug announcing Barter 6, where at the end he would show some of his associates with so-called dicks. Well, one of these men would be Young Thug's close friend and road manager, Pee Wee Roscoe. Now, Pee Wee Roscoe and a couple of other Bloods pulled up to the compound where Lil Wayne was performing at in a white Camaro. Now, at the venue, there was supposedly an altercation between Pee Wee Roscoe's group and Wayne's group, which led to Pee Wee shouting a threat towards them. "This is my city, keep effing around and I'll spray the bus." Now, with the police in the area noticing Pee Wee had an assault rifle and fearing gang violence, they immediately escorted Wayne away from the compound and even attempted to detain Pee Wee, but fortunately for him, he managed to escape in his white Camaro. The police were escorting Wayne's tour bus onto Interstate 285 north just outside of Atlanta, where the cops had noticed a white Camaro speeding up to them. Cell phone records indicate that Winfrey called Thug 8 times in 12 minutes during the time that the police were escorting Wayne's tour buses. Now, the police that were escorting Wayne passed into a new jurisdiction, meaning that they had to leave him behind, which would be at this point in time that the white Camaro pulled up to Lil Wayne's tour bus, holding Wayne himself and 12 individuals, where gunshots were fired from the white Camaro. After the shots were fired, Pee Wee Roscoe exited Interstate 285 and entered Interstate 75 south, heading back into Atlanta, during which he would make a phone call to a cell phone owned by Birdman. After ending the call, Pee Wee attempted to hide the white Camaro and would flee to Miami, Florida. However, unfortunately for him, Pee Wee had basically already turned himself in, as he had a picture of the exact same white car posted on his Instagram page, as it would get even worse for him, as the police would discover where the car was hidden, obtained a search warrant and recovered the car from the garage of a relative of Pee Wee Roscoe. Pee Wee would end up getting arrested on the 2nd of June in 2015, where he would end up being charged with aggravated assault, terroristic threats and acts, criminal damage, possession of a firearm by a felon, criminal gang activity, reckless conduct and discharging a weapon near the street, with the 2 terroristic threat charges coming from his participation in Young Thug's halftime music video, and as well as the original Barter 6 promotion video. Thug and Birdman would be listed as supposed co-conspirators, with Channel 2 reporting that the indictment alleges that Young Thug made a threat against Lil Wayne and tour bus shooting suspect Jimmy Winfrey carried out that threat, but fortunately for Birdman and Thug, they were never officially charged. Now, of course, all this looks like Young Thug and Birdman tried to get Lil Wayne killed. I mean, Pee Wee is a longtime friend of Thug, Thug and Birdman were close associates, beefing Wayne at the exact same time, Wayne was suing Birdman for 50 M's, and I mean, with Pee Wee calling Thug 8 times before the shooting at Birdman phones once after, it seemed like he was giving them updates on how everything was going down. In the recent RICO trial against Young Thug's YSL, the state of Georgia have been trying to portray the shooting to be commissioned by Thug, however so far have had a very poor job doing it all, as all they have is phone signals. In a 2016 civil lawsuit, Wayne's bus driver filed against Birdman and Young Thug, stating that Pee Wee Roscoe, Cash Money Records, Young Money Records placed him in immediate fear of death and severe bodily harm by attacking and attempted to kill him without any just provocation or cause. Now, information from this lawsuit was released in 2018, which is when the phone records between Pee Wee, Thug and Birdman would be released, where they would also release a jailhouse call of Birdman ringing up Pee Wee, telling him he's got a reward for him when he's out and that he did everything he could, which could possibly be a reference to the shooting that he carried out.
In this new civil court filing we obtained, the driver's attorney points to phone records showing Young Thug called Winfrey 8 times in the moments before the shooting. They also point to this jailhouse call between Winfrey and Birdman.
Time for you to come out here and get this money, don't you? Well, my nigga, you done blessed. You done did everything you could do, bro. It's an eye opener, bro. You know what I'm saying? While you're on that strictly business, man.
However, a close source from Birdman would come out and say that Birdman was not referencing to the shooting in any way and he would never associate with someone who tried to harm Wayne. Anyways, in the November of 2015, he reportedly pled guilty to 6 charges and admitted to doing the crime for gang initiation, where he would get handed 10 years in prison with 10 years probation, which would actually end up getting overturned in 2018 as the Supreme Court of Georgia stated that the judge overstepped her boundaries and pushed Roscoe into taking his plea deal. Now back to Thug and Wayne in 2015. A month and a day after the shooting on the 27th of May, Young Thug would do an interview with NDO Radio confirming that he signed to 300 Entertainment, not Cash Money or Rich Gang, effectively ending the run of the trio, Thug, Birdman and Rich Homie Quan. He also further cooled down the relationship with Birdman with the interesting comment that he and the label owner were merely friends. He didn't miss the opportunity to mention Lil Wayne, however. He said that he was planning on naming his next project The Carter 5. He seemed perturbed about Wayne's album not being out, as he said, "I don't know what the F they doing, so I'm going to put out that mother effer out for him." Now, people may say Thug was trying to pay homage to Wayne, but with his previous response to Thug releasing Barter 6, I think we can say it was quite clear Thug was just trying to aggravate Wayne again. But surprisingly, in the July of 2015, Wayne would come out and say he appreciates Barter 6 in an interview, as fans were comparing Thug's decision to name his album Barter 6 to when Wayne titled his 2002 album 500 Degrees, in reference to his Cash Money label mates Juvenile's release 400 Degrees, basically calling Wayne a hypocrite for calling Thug out when Wayne did the same thing.
He used the he tried to no, I'm just saying he used the same name, and I thought that was kind of for a project.
His was different, you know, like when we did it, we literally said, you know, we came out, we had no problem saying that, yeah, we don't need no juvie, this is 500 degrees. Right. You know, like we had no problem saying that. I mean, you know, Slam came out and straight said that I'm naming my album such and such because of props and because I'm such a fan, and that's a total different approach. Okay, you know?
I got you.
So it seems like Wayne appreciated Thug's decision of titling his album Barter 6, which honestly to me is starting to become confusing because wasn't this the reason this entire beef started? Now, as always, Thug would continue showing the admiration he had towards Wayne and that he didn't have any involvement in the bus shooting. As in October, he would state in an interview, "I got millions to get, I'm not running around shooting no damn bus. I'm not just being lame or trying to do something smooth. I told the whole world you're my idol and whenever you stop I'm going to keep going." Both of us grew up the same thing, the same gang man. Why MCMB? Why should you ever in your life even feel like we're against each other? A year later, in the September of 2016, Wayne was putting out tweets hinting at retiring from music, where Thug would show him love and support. "I promise I'm holding you down no matter what, F the world and what they say, think, feel, I'm with you for life. You're the reason I rap. I just wish you could love me the way I love you, big bro. You're my idol for life and I hope you're sorry for bashing me, not knowing how much I love you." And since then, the beef kind of faded out, and if anything, we're now on good terms. In 2020, Lil Wayne would release Travis Scott's and Young Thug's hit song Out West, and in 2024, the two would release their first official collab, and in an interview before he was locked up for the infamous RICO charge, Thug would speak about how Wayne ignored him when they first met, which potentially could have set off the beef.
So like, okay, so you see him, you inspired, you walk up, you like, "What's up, Wayne? What's up, Weezy? I'm the newest member, what's up, man?" And it was just like, what's up?
Man, that goddamn, the first day that goddamn didn't dap me up.
Oh, just left you hanging?
Tried me. Tried my pimping.
Damn.
I'm like 20. I really be stuck. Goddamn real. Now my motherfucking feet hurt. I'm a real stepper. don't do me like that. I'm tripping. Man, left my pimping hanging.
Left the pimping hanging.
I'm
just
like,
right there. Just
he probably had them. He probably had some dog. He probably had them chrome hearts on.
Mm-hmm.
You right. Cool. Then goddamn, you know, it just kept going on. One time I dapped him up. This is how he dapped me. That one, like, I'm like, hey, listen, bro. If I touch your hand again, I'm a hoe anyway.
Right.
I'm never touching your hand again.
Right.
Now, as outsiders, we don't really know an exact reason why the beef started, whether it was because Thug felt disrespected because Wayne didn't dap him up, or it was that Wayne himself felt disrespected because Birdman wasn't letting him release his album and instead put all his focus onto Rich Gang with Thug and Rich Homie Quan. I mean, then with the bus shooting with Pee-wee calling Thug 8 times in a space of 12 minutes before the shooting and then calling Birdman after, something dodgy may have been going on behind the scenes that we do not know about. I mean, would Thug's tour manager really shoot his biggest idol and a man he's been beefing without his permission? Now, this feud between Thug and Wayne would actually open the doors to another one of Thug's beefs, with Wayne's longtime collaborator, The Game, who would get involved in defending Wayne and threatening Thug. So on the 6th of May in 2015, just around 2 weeks after the bus shooting, The Game would call out Thug at a show, daring him to walk through California, saying Wayne and he's going to do it like 40 Glock, who, if you didn't know, got beat up by The Game on video.
My tune ain't never been Hollywood, he's just been Hollywood cold. You know what the f*** is, nigga. Let's sign this motherfucker. Anybody with tune gotta follow me. I will fuck that Thug up on Power Roof. What's up? Hey, hold up. Now come to California, bro. Do that shit. I dare you. Walk through California and say, Wayne, I'ma do a nigga like I did 40 Glock. And if a nigga want a problem, a nigga gonna get his ass smoked.
Now, Thug would retaliate with his own comments, pointing out the fact that The Game used to be a male stripper, flip-flopped from a Crip to a Blood, and that he's always out in LA and is yet to be harmed.
See, you used to be a Crip, now you're a Blood. So I don't want no smoke with you. You got Bloods and Crips on your team. And you was a male stripper once before, so I don't want to fight you. I don't want no germs from you. And you know I'm in LA more than Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he the governor, fuck. Yeah.
And The Game wouldn't take lightly to these comments, as he would respond from the comfort of his own bed, making fun of Young Thug's feminine tendencies.
I just seen your little video, you hoe ass. You paint your nails like a f***ing girl. You call your bae, and you a hoe ass. Keep around, gonna drive by that nail shop and light that motherfucker up.
And it seemed like the last joke about shooting up Thug at a nail salon got him, as Thug would step down from the beef with this video.
Yeah, gang, your little say you got out on that one, little bit. You got out, little hoe.
And it seemed like the beef would be entirely finished after Jojo Capone got involved and settled the issues between Thug and The Game, after he got both of them on the phone and explained that they both needed to get back to making music and not threats. Capone said he told them they needed to look at the bigger picture and call it off before someone got hurt.
What did you do for them to say, okay, we'll declare peace? How do you...
I mean, it's the love and respect that we have for each other, you know what I'm saying? And I was always the wild card in the street all over the world. So if I can relax and chill out, you know what I'm saying, and say, y'all bring peace to each other, let's respect each other, then both of them honored that, and, you know, and fortunately, we got them to squash the situation.
And after it seemed like the beef was over, well, Thug would put out an apology, which of course is great. However, towards the end, it seemed like he was taking sly shots at Wayne for not fighting his own battles.
See, the way the world is set up, they want all blacks to kill each other, but we're not. Black lives matter. So I salute gang. I respect them. I'm sorry for making that post about him. You know, even though he was wrong, and he was in the wrong business, and taking up for a nigga that wasn't taking up for themselves, it's all good.
Now, after Thug posted that video on the 8th of May in 2015, it seemed like their little feud was over. However, The Game would get on the Breakfast Club show in September, where they discussed his beef with Young Thug, where it seemed like he was taking sneak shots at Thug as he spoke about how people don't want to beef with him because things get serious, and would reiterate the fact that the beef ended real quick.
But people really don't want to you know, like beef with me because
yeah, it get like, if it get real, then it's a problem.
I tell him you crazy all the time. I said he's somebody that you don't want to mess with. He's a little crazy.
But you and Young Thug had a quick little back and forth.
You see, yeah, it was real quick.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, real quick. You know.
That was the quickest back and forth.
What happened with that?
I mean, you know, it gets real.
Game's crazy.
You know, and you know, I went to Atlanta right after it started, and you know, it got real.
So y'all saw each other? Or?
Nah, we never saw each other.
But what was that even over? It was Lil Wayne. It was you.
Yeah. All I said was that, you know, something about Wayne. I always got Wayne back. Wayne always.
Game stands up for everybody. If you're a friend of Game, it has nothing to do with Game. He will stand up for you in a minute.
As you can see, the Game was hinting that the beef ended quickly because Thug was scared of him and that he pulled up to Thug's hometown Atlanta and sorted things out. Well, this would backfire on the Game as Thug would respond on Instagram.
See, I was minding my business trying to promote my little video that I got about to come out back for the work, the song Power. And I go on a birthday club, being nose, and see this nigga Game capping a Charlemagne like he won't smoke. Well, you is not about that action. I'm uploading the video. What? The Gang, why is you on, what this thing called? Why is you on the vote the birthday club talking you came to Atlanta, something got real monkey ass boy? I'm gonna upload the video since you call yourself tough. Got these folk capping. Yo, cap.
Thug embarrassed him as he showed a video of him apologizing and showing respect to him on FaceTime, which made him look soft, especially compared to the way he was presenting himself on The Breakfast Club. Then towards the end of 2015, the Game would diss Thug during a performance of Hate It or Love It.
Yeah, I'm from Compton, used to be in Young Blood. These days you got Young Thugs. Yeah, little in skirts. Do with him what I used to do to little, yeah.
And he would continue with these disses after he went on to do an interview with Big Boy TV around the same period.
Game, there's a new group called the Whack MCs. Name 3 rappers who should be in that group.
Wow.
Oh, the Whack MCs. Man. The lead singer is Young Thug.
Oh, wow.
For sure.
Now, the beef would go quiet for a couple of months until it was once again reignited in the February of 2016. The Game would make an Instagram post suited up in a Teddy costume around a couple of women, captioned, "People was telling me all night I look like Ted, what y'all think?" Where a fan would comment under the post, "You're gonna need Ted when the Thugger catch your ass." And the Game wasn't going to let some random diss him, so he shot back with, "You must be joking, I will be the Victoria's Secret out of that boy/girl." Again, making fun of Young Thug's feminine side. Now after this, I would say Thug crossed the line as he would post the Game's daughter on his Instagram with the caption, "Such a cutie, her eyes, wish she was my kid," which to say the least was slightly odd. Now Thug would almost instantly delete this, but not before the Game would see it, to which he would respond with his own Instagram post of one of Young Thug's daughters, captioned, "Yeah, you won't have to delete the post. Thug, I appreciate you for the compliment on @LittleMissCallie In fact, your daughter cute too bruh, sincerely, the Game." Which, just like Thug, he would quickly delete, but then would make another post of Young Thug's daughter captioned, "Good night beautiful baby, rest comfortably knowing your father would give his life in your honor. You've been warned, play this game once if you want to, I'll trade it all for her, no regrets." Now we can definitely say the beef took a weird turn at this point, especially as 2 fully grown men and supposed street rappers are using each other's children to fuel the beef. Now it seemed like the feud would surely end after his back and forth, as in the July of 2016, as the Game's son, Harlem, was celebrating his 14th birthday, he would get a lot of his industry friends to send in video messages wishing him a happy birthday.
Harlem, happy birthday. They don't want you to have a happy birthday. So Harlem, make sure you have the happiest birthday ever. They don't want you to have a mansion party. So make sure you have the biggest mansion for the biggest party ever. And they don't want you to be in the NBA in 6 years from now. So make sure you be in the NBA and be the best player that ever did it. It's your brother DJ Khaled, we the best. Hey yo, Gang, salute. Mogul talk. Hey yo, Harlem, young icon, salute.
Now it seemed like Thug saw all of these celebrities were sending these birthday wishes to the Game's son, so Thug saw this as an opportunity to troll the Game.
Yo, first of all, make sure you stay in school. Make sure you graduate. Make sure you bring your dad way much more than he ever thought about bringing you.
and make sure you take care of your little sister and me. And first and foremost, last, which means best for last, make sure you take care of your mama and your dad, which is the game. So Luke, holla, happy 13th birthday, man. Turn up, stay in school, stay good, kid. You dig, slime.
Now this had fans confused that they couldn't tell if Thug was being genuine or trolling, but soon after this beef, it would all be ended as the game would post a reply that said, "Haters will say it's photoshopped, Thugger showing love to my firstborn, at Harlem on his 4th birthday, turn up." With that really ending off the beef, looking like the two settled on good terms, especially with how playful this entire beef ended up being. And many fans speculated that the game was just using this to get attention around his name for his upcoming album Documentary 2, which ended up dropping towards the end of 2015. And that wraps up the Thug vs Lil Wayne and the game drama, and for this next one we're gonna have to head back to the start of 2014, where, as I mentioned previously, since the start of that year, Thug gained a lot of buzz with his singles Stoner and Donnie Glover. With this newfound success, of course, labels and artists were swooping in trying to sign him, with one of these people being the Atlanta legend Future. During an interview with DJ Drama and DJ Don Cannon, Young Thug revealed he had his sights set on signing with Future's free band imprint, with him also stating that Future had offered him $8.5 million. However, just 2 months after supposedly making the decision to sign to Future's free band's label, he would come out and say in an interview of Billboard, "I want to sign with whoever got the most money. I don't give a damn, could have been you if you was offering money. I talked to Birdman yesterday and he's talking more than anyone, so that's probably where I'll end up. I'll rather go there anyway, it's a dynasty." So as of March in 2014, Young Thug's label situation was very unclear. He signed to Gucci Mane a year prior, but now is exploring different offers. Now March would also be the month that Thug announced he's naming his next album Carter 6, but 2 days later would then announce that he's dropping a collaborative project with producer Metro Boomin, with it being titled Metro Thuggin and set for release in spring 2014. Alongside the announcement on the 26th of March, they would also drop the first single to the project titled B Language. Throughout 2015, Metro and Thug would put out a couple more singles on platforms such as YouTube and SoundCloud. For example, the songs Cash Talk, Free Gucci, Hundreds Feet Meek Mill, and Warrior. However, unfortunately in the May of 2015, 100 songs from Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan would leak. Now since artists usually don't release leaked music, this meant years of hard work and endless hours in the studio would be all for nothing. Now Thug and his team anticipated that whoever leaked these songs had more. To circumvent their further spread of leaked tracks, Thug would drop Slime Season 1 on the 16th of September in 2015, then dropped Slime Season 2 just over a month later on the 31st of October. Now this was a lot of music to release for an artist. 2 mixtapes back to back, this was 40 songs in the space of a month from Thug, and just around a week after Thug dropped Slime Season 2, it seemed like Metro had something to say about this. Every day I wake up, new mixtapes are falling out of the sky. I think we all know where the trend came from, lol, whilst also attaching a picture of Future, suggesting that Future set the trend of dropping lots of mixtapes and that Thug is potentially trying to copy the wave. Metro would also say, "Moral of the story is, putting out 5 tapes in a year won't make you heat up like Future. That was just his path, it's not for everyone." Now, since Thug just put out 2 tapes in a short period of time, it was clear Metro was trying to say that Young Thug will never reach Future's status no matter how many tapes he drops. And Thug would see this and reply back with his own set of tweets. "Hey at Metro Boomin, who you referring to? Put some names on that little boy at Metro. I think if you guys were to stop drinking so much cheap liquor and high-tech syrup, you would be able to think before speaking and typing. A fellow music couldn't ever sound near mine's. I'm Michael, he's Tito. It's okay to ride a fella dick, but don't agitate another one, lil fella," suggesting that Metro is glazing Future. I have none in the world against Future. I listen to his music makes me happy, and I hope he continues to bless me and others with it. So even though Thug stated he has nothing but love for Future, well, Future himself would reply, and it seemed like he didn't take too kindly to these comments. "You will never have the juice like that," to which Thug responded with, "What juice?" Sob emoji, laughing emoji. "Oh, okay, the juice Metro ran with?" Laughing emoji, sob emoji. Shit like this makes him realize that these fellas are really sitting in the studio together throwing subliminals on their own teammates. But then, weirdly, Metro would put out a tweet saying his tweets weren't even directed at Young Thug. You gotta be crazy if you think I subtweeted Thug. That's corny. People are allowed to believe what they want though, true or not. Which is like, come on, I hate when like rappers or like Metro is a producer do this. They would clearly diss someone, and then when they get confronted about it, they'll be like, oh nah, it wasn't aimed at him, nah. Like they'll act clueless and pretend it wasn't aimed at that person when it clearly was. However, the next day it seemed like Metro changed his mind and told Thugger to pull up. At Young Thug, I'm in the city at the spot right now bruh, and we know each other in real life, so you can pull up whenever cuz you know I ain't no hoe. To which Thug would respond with a threat of violence. I'm Metro Boomin, I'ma be the out of you fool, and would then quote Metro's tweet with nothing but a smiley face. Now just a couple of days later after all these tweets, on the 13th of November, Metro would announce on Twitter that this beef wasn't a publicity stunt and that the two just had a misunderstanding. Ain't no publicity stunts, there was a real misunderstanding with real emotions were just resolved. Thug and my brother for life, hashtag Hercules. To which Thug would quote tweet with, moaning emoji 100, I love you for life. Now it seemed like Metro and Thug were on good terms, but now what about Future? Well, things would go quiet for a couple months, but then on the 3rd of February in 2016, on the same night Thug was supposed to put out Slime Season 3, Future would come out and announce a surprise drop, midnight Eastern, and 1 minute later Thug would tweet out the infamous, boy slow down, dropping all that BS music. 1 minute later, Future would clap back, get real in a few hours. 2 hours later, Future would follow with another tweet, which it seemed like was an attempt at getting Thug's attention again after he didn't respond to his first tweet. Yo bitch, wish you was me in real life. And to this one, Thug would respond with, yo family team, wish you was me lil fella. Then Future would tweet, new deal alert at Apple Music, which honestly to me now seems like Future was just trying to generate hype for his new deal. Now Thug would respond to this with 2 tweets. I hope Apple save you fellas, or church. I'm on my Yeezy shit. Fuck Slime Season 3. It's now I am up. Tweet up. So it seemed like Young Thug would no longer be dropping Slime Season 3 and instead would be dropping a project named I'm Up, where that night Future would also end up surprise dropping the Evil tape, where on the song Lie to Me he supposedly dissed Thug in the lines, tell that little fella to stay in his place before I expose you, you take one shot at me, you know that'll cause an explosion. Never fight the hand that feeds you, fella. However, as it seemed that the two were in the middle of an entire beef, in the June of that year, DJ Esco would drop his project E.T. tape, which contained a Future Thugger song, produced by Metro, titled Who, which shocked fans as everyone thought they hated each other and weren't even sure if this was an official collab or the DJ just put both their verses on a song together. But then just 2 months later in the September of 2016, Thug would post a picture of him in the Future with the caption, my brother, I'm sorry for the internet arguments, which seemingly ended the beef and showed the world they are back on good terms. And since then, it seemed like the two have become good friends, dropping many tracks together, for example their hit song Relationships, or when they both featured on Drake's #1 song Way Too Sexy, and even ended up dropping a collab tape Super Slimy in 2017. Young Thug joined the streets at a young age, which was predominantly due to him simply following what his older siblings were doing. Now of course, this got him in lots of trouble as a teen due to the illegal acts he was committing, which involved him getting shot at just 13 years old, where he stated that he was popular for being one of the youngest people in Atlanta to get shot. But Thug wasn't always the one playing victim, as one time he broke a teacher's arm and after said, took his out pussy ass fella, which led to him getting sent to juvie, where he described the experience like this. No windows or nothing, like a real jail, lot of punishment, I didn't do shit there but gamble, smoke and fuck. At first, Thug would be affiliated with the Bloods from Cleveland Avenue in Zone 3, where he grew up. They used to call themselves the Rock Crew, which was short for Raised on Cleveland, but after gaining some sort of status in the streets, people began looking up to Thug, which led to him creating his own gang called YSL, standing for Young Slime Life. Later in his career, Thug would also launch his YSL label, with that supposedly standing for Young Stoner Life, which was Thug trying to create opportunities for his friends and family, further stating that they were not involved in any illegal street crime.
We slime, I don't know about the other niggas. We slime. That's why I said it's a family. Not no gang, none of that. It's a family.
Now, one of the co-founders of YSL, Tick, would state that the Rock crew evolved into YSL because they developed a passion for music and no longer wanted to be associated with crime.
We was going through like a phase with the whole Rock crew gang ordeal and decided that wasn't the approach we wanted to take anymore. So the Rock crew gang was known for like committing crimes and like being a gang. We was trying to take a different approach. We had a passion for music, so we said, hey, we're gonna change the narrative and try to do something positive by create a music organization.
Now, I'm pretty sure that was just a front for the jury, but you get the point. Thug was part of Rock crew, but then basically took lead. Now, around 2014, when Thug started blowing up with his single Stoner and hanging around Cash Money, another rapper from Zone 3 of Atlanta was also starting to gain heavy traction by the name of YFN Lucci. Lucci is part of the opposing area of Summerhill, with him also associating with ABG, the Atlanta Blood Gang, or Anybody Get It, with them having ties with the original Inglewood family Bloods from Los Angeles, with the YFN in his name it being a group him, his brother, and a couple of close friends created, standing for Young Fly Fella. Now, Lucci is similar to Thug in a way that he also took lead in the streets, basically creating his own gang, which he tries to disguise by saying it's a music crew. Now, the main character in the fierce rivalry between Thug and Lucci would be Big Nut, a respected street dude in Atlanta who associates with Thug and Lucci, and even convinced Lucci to start rapping as he saw potential in him, and would even start helping him connect with people within the industry.
We wanna be right here. I got one of the biggest bloods in America with me, my nigga. You did Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Today we gonna big shout out to Birdman and YMCMB Rich Gang, YSL for like, you know what I'm saying?
Now you're the close friend named Nut.
He just believed in me, like when he just heard my music and he was with it, and we became close over the time when I met him. So he was like a big brother.
Okay. And he was really pushing for you to really.
Yeah, he introduced me to Fly.
That shit serious.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he was like, bro, I know this person. We're gonna try to this person, but then we were with somebody like, man, I don't think he know too much. I'm gonna introduce you to Fly. Shit, Fly got now Rich Homie don't even know what he doing.
Now, another person who you will have heard of earlier in this video is Rich Homie Quan, who was Thug's close partner as they were both in Rich Gang, with Rich Homie Quan also being close friends with YFN Lucci and featuring on his late 2014 project, Wish Me Well. This would be because Big Nut introduced YFN Lucci to Fly, who was Rich Homie Quan's manager and also owned the label Think It's a Game, which Quan was signed to. After Nut introduced Lucci to Fly, he told Fly, this Lucci guy is going to make it big, which allowed Lucci to release his first mixtape under the Think It's a Game label, giving him a head start in his career. Basically, Nut put Lucci on, and really without him, Lucci wouldn't have got the head start that he needed. Now, Big Nut and Rich Homie Quan were also very close as he had some sort of managerial role in Rich Homie Quan's career. Now, in 2014, there was no beef between YFN and YSL. There was no real association, they just shared the same friends. But this wouldn't last for long. In the January of 2015, a man named Donovan Thomas and two others aged 20 and 14 were victims of a drive-by shooting outside of A&M Barbershop in South Atlanta, with Donovan Thomas being Big Nut, receiving injuries that would unfortunately lead to his death at the age of 26. Of course, the loss of Big Nut to the streets was immeasurable. A close friend of YFN Lucci, Rich Homie Quan, Thug, and a highly respected Blood. Now, police never found a suspect for Nut's murder. However, in the streets it was rumored that apparently it was a hit put out by Young Thug's YSL crew, which led to an enormous divide in the streets. You're either YSL or YFN, which ultimately led to a huge and deadly gang war, with police stating that the single murder of Big Nut caused 37 street crimes. This also basically caused the death of Rich Gang, as Rich Homie Quan took a step back from the Rich Gang project as he no longer associated with Young Thug as he was YSL. YSL, whereas Rich Homie Quan decided to stay with YFN. I would also like to inform you guys that a week prior to Big Nut's murder, Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop was shot up, with his father receiving 3 gunshot wounds, which I will get into later on in this video. Now this also played a part in why Rich Homie Quan chose YFN over YSL, as it was rumored that Young Thug and Birdman somehow played a part in the shooting up of his father's barbershop, which I will get into later on in this video. After the murder of Nut, Lucci would claim his and his mother's house were shot up multiple times, where again there was whispers it was the work of YSL.
So I mean, speaking about your mom, you know, there was an incident where your house was shot up, not once, but twice.
Yeah, twice.
Can you talk about the first time it happened?
The first time, I was on a promo tour. I was in Temple, I think. I was in Temple. I was actually about to go right on the stage, and then they called me like the house got shot up. I went back in the club. I did my own performance because, you know, I had to do what I had to do. I did my performance, then we hit the road and went back home because I had to go check on my mama. Everything was good though. Ain't nobody get hit tonight.
How many shots were there?
I don't know, probably like 15.
Damn.
Yeah, like 15. Then the second time, I was in the A. We was at the studio, and I get a call, and I rush home. She had got shot in her leg, her and her friend. They were laying in the bed. But my daughter, my baby mother, my brother were there too. But everybody was good. Like, even when I went to see her at the hospital, she was good. She was smiling. They walked right up out of her.
And many of you would have actually heard of YFN Lucci's house getting shot up, as Thug referenced it on his track with Juice WRLD Bad Boy, where he said, "Shot at his mummy, now he'll no longer mention me." But as much as this was a war in the streets of Atlanta, around this 2016 period, both Thug's and Lucci's careers began taking off, which led to them also playing with each other on social media. As on the 16th of February in 2016, Lucci would post Young Thug's daughter on his Instagram, wishing her a happy birthday. But Lucci would continue involving Thug's family, as he would put out another tweet, this one aimed at Young Thug's girl. "I know you missed laying on that sofa with me, girl, #Rika. He would keep going though. He gonna cry when he sees the messages, suggesting that he has some sort of texts of Thug's girl, Jerica, trying to get down with him. Now he would eventually post these text messages which were between 2 people that were about to hook up, but there was no proof it was actually Jerica. It seemed like Thug noticed that Lucci was just trying to troll him and get attention out of him, which is Thug's speciality, so he knew the game, which led to him tweeting out, "You just trying to get on," and would then say, "If any upcoming rapper want to be put on, let's make music, I don't want to beef." Now after those set of tweets, Thug and Lucci would put their beef aside for a couple of months while they focused on their careers, with Thug in 2016 signing to 300 Entertainment, allowing him to officially launch his YSL label imprint, also dropping his hugely controversial Jeffrey album with the cover being him in some sort of dress, whilst Lucci on the other hand also making some moves which really could have compared to Thug's success. He would drop Long Live Nut in the beginning of 2017, landing him a huge hit with PNB Rock titled Everyday We Lit, peaking at number 33 on the Billboard Hot 100. Now fast forward a couple months and Thug would drop another tape titled Beautiful Thugger Girls, released on the 16th of June in 2017, which was coincidentally the day hip-hop legend Tupac Shakur was born, with Lucci also dropping a single titled Like Pac on the same day in tribute to him. Now a couple days after the release of his album, Thug would explain why he dropped it on that day, where he said, "I dropped EBBTG on Tupac's B-Day because I'm the new Pac. I feel like I am the Thug he didn't get to become, so I'm gonna finish what he started." Basically, Thug was suggesting he is the new Tupac. Now of course, an extreme comment like this didn't sit right with a lot of people and even came across as disrespectful, with one of these people being Lucci, as he addressed Thug's comments with a tweet. Pac would have never worn a dress. Now Thug would respond with some cryptic tweets. "You lil mad or a big mad peon, Buster stop playing," with his next tweet addressing Lucci's mother and threatening Lucci himself. "Thank God you're able to take care of your mama and be humble, doing much could become a deep sleep, suggesting Lucci to stop talking or he will get him killed, which would be the last we hear of Thug and Lucci beefing for a while, as they would take an almost 2-year break until in the March of 2019, Thug put out a tweet addressing some people who use the term slap, and a couple of days later he would go on live saying he will slap Lucci and the Houston rapper Sauce Walker, which is a beef I'll be delving into later in this video.
Man, of course I'm slap Lucci and I'm slapping. I'm slapping the hell out y'all. Stop playing with me. He play me because they know what time it is. Like, play with me. Just really tell me, like, confirm that y'all don't know what time it is. You know, for y'all.
With Lucci then clapping back, calling him a homophobic slur and a punching bag.
Hey man, y'all stop tagging that man. Slap nobody. Yeah, man. All that punching bag getting slapped out. All his little friends want to make cool with him. Want to go link with. Punch that. You got in there. Come on, man. Man, a hoe. Been running out the mall, boy. You a hoe.
Yeah, punching bag.
You don't never put Instagram. Drop the door.
Yeah.
Cheap ass teeth in your mouth. Nigga.
Cheap ass.
And I'ma butt you down and get some more. Yeah, cheap ass earrings. Cheap ass jewelry.
Where Thug would respond, again threatening to smack Lucci.
Man, I'm gonna slap the hell out your little bum, man. My teeth got more than your little broke ass life, boy. Stop playing, I'm gonna slap the shit out your little. As soon as I see you, like I said, Buster. You do it look like advantage of me. Y'all ain't been doing nothing but dying.
With then Lucci's next post being him showing off his iced out grills whilst also atting Young Thug's fiancée Jerica, saying your husband ain't none. But just a month later, Thug would clown Lucci after a stripper posted a video of him being cheap. Now a month later after this Instagram warfare in the April of 2019, Lucci's red Mercedes would be shot up in a drive-by shooting where Lucci's driver was reportedly shot in the shoulder when the suspects opened fire on the SUV, but luckily for Lucci, he was not in the vehicle. But this beef would continue to get more and more disrespectful, as just a couple weeks after Lucci's car was shot up, someone went to Big Nut's gravesite and spray painted "slat" in green on it, which was a term popularized by Young Thug, which was a way for YSL members to show love for each other, officially meaning slime love all the time. Well, on the 16th of August in 2019, Thug would drop his debut studio album So Much Fun, with some of these songs potentially referencing his beef with wife and Lucci. On the opening song, Just How It Is, Thug said the line, "Last fella tried me, almost got popped in Lenox," referencing the Lenox Square shopping mall in Atlanta and that he nearly shot someone in there. Well, just a couple of days after the release of the album, a screenshot from Young Thug's story started making its round on the internet, with it being Thug posting a picture of wife and Lucci's Mercedes and two people standing behind it outside of Lenox Mall, captioned "nice car." Now Lucci would respond to the lyrics that were allegedly aimed at him, where he said, "Cap ass album." I would then say Young Thug almost himself in Lenox, with Thug then clapping back with a reckless public threat on his story. At Lucci, "If it ain't like what you do for your mother and kids, I would have been killed you." Instead of replying back on social media, Lucci would wait until he got on V103 Atlanta, where he trolled Thug by saying he slept with his fiancée Jerica.
That's what I saw. I saw that you said you slept with his girl. Is that what it's about?
I was in the bed with her a couple times.
Wait, she said that's a lie though. She said that's a lie.
Man, hey, we ain't gonna talk on that though. 650 Lou out. You feel me?
Okay.
You know, I'm a real player. I ain't gotta lie about nothing. You feel me?
Yeah.
And
Okay,
you know, we
Lucci.
working though. 650 Lou out. We ain't tripping. We getting money. We getting bigger and bigger. And
Okay.
we kicking it.
Okay.
Now, of course, Jerica throughout the years has stated that these are lies, which I'm pretty sure we can all see, and it's just Lucci trying to wind up Thug, which looks like it worked, as just a day after Lucci's interview, Thug would do an interview with Big Boy, where he stated that him and Lucci have nothing serious going on.
What's going on with you and YFN Lucci? You know, how comfortable are you to talk about what's happening, even on a social media side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to have fun. It's no hard feelings. I hope he get richer than me. Take care of his family for life. I have no problem with nobody. I just like we had problems before where we done disagreed on, but it's not a problem to where it's like, oh, I hope he die, or like, hell no. We just have fun with it.
But then would kind of contradict himself, as he would also talk about how he saw Lucci at an awards show and could have got at him there and then.
I look at it the same way, like, nigga, I mean, I done seen you. We just was on the blue carpet together in BET. You couldn't have meant no harm, because you could have got it then. So it's like, I look at all situations like that. I done got into it with artists, and I done had to damn near do jail time about getting into it. Yeah. But then started it. So I always look at it now like, man, don't want smoke.
Thug would continue talking about Lucci, stating that if it wasn't for how Lucci was taking care of his family, he would have taken him out, and that he's got videos of Lucci's kids on his phone.
Why he take care of his mom and his kids? Like, this in the car, I got videos saved in my phone of goddamn him around in the car with his kids. His daughter came up from the back seat with the water and poured it on his son, in the front seat was asleep. He like woke up. It's like, I got these type of videos on my phone, like this real fatherhood. I respect this. The way he treated his mom and his kids will really stop me from doing something to him.
I heard that.
But then, just a day after this, Lucci would do an interview with Vlad TV, say they've got no issues and there's no back and forth.
You and Young Thug went back and forth at one point.
Nah, I don't go back and forth with nobody.
No?
Nah, man.
Well, he's called himself New Pac, and you said Tupac didn't wear a dress.
I don't know who I was talking to.
You don't know nothing about that. Okay.
Tupac didn't wear a dress, though. Big up, big
Tupac didn't wear a dress. Trust me, I've done more Tupac-related interviews than anybody. Tupac did not wear a dress.
Now, maybe on social media, things have cooled down between Thug and Lucci, but in the streets, the war between YSL and YFN was still ongoing. Now, around a year later, YSL associate Yak Gotti would take to Instagram to post a picture of him standing on YFN Lucci's car, parked outside of Lenox Mall, with him also using the picture as the cover art for one of his singles, In the Coupe. Now, Lucci would respond saying that Yak Gotti literally walked up to him and dapped him up before taking pictures stood on his car.
Man, I'm mad at hell. I just see these mom. These say nigga Lolo. I go outside, folk gotta tell me nigga standing on my car taking pictures. I'm hell, man. The fuck say nothing in the mall, you want to shake your head and you shake your head to stand on my car. Go on and post. I can't wait, y'all.
But after this, the war between YSL and YFN would begin to end, as the feds started cracking down on their street activities, as on the 14th of January in 2021, Lucci turned himself into the police as he was wanted on charges of felony murder, aggravated assault, participation in street gang activity, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, due to him being a suspected driver in a drive-by shooting that occurred 1 month prior, with his partner in crime passenger getting shot in the head during the shooting, with Lucci then dumping his body out of the car whilst driving away from the scene, leaving him for dead on the side of the road, or as the police said, manually ejected from the vehicle.
We don't know. Me and my sister, we were just walking down the street and somebody just rolled down the street with a man hanging out of the car. They just pushed him out the truck and left him for dead.
Ma'am, I thought you said he was shot in the head.
Yes, he was shot in the head. They threw him out the car. He just died. He just took his last breath.
Thug would respond to Lucci's arrest by posting on social media saying, "Free all," as he doesn't want to see anybody in jail, with Thug's wish being granted, as Lucci would soon post his $500,000 bond, allowing him to be free before his trial. However, things would only go downhill for both parties from this point in time, as in the May of 2021, a Fulton County grand jury handed up a 105-count indictment that resulted from a 6-month investigation alleging that 12 men associated with subgroups of the National Blood Gang had connections and relationships with each other, and accused them of committing a wide variety of crimes to protect and enhance the gang's reputation and to gain and maintain control of territory, with one of these people being YFN Lucci. He was charged with racketeering, violating the state's anti-gang law, felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. And exactly a year after Lucci got hit with the RICO, Young Thug and 27 others were arrested in the May of 2022 as part of a sprawling 56-count indictment for violation of Georgia's racketeer inflation Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. Now, the big thing that came out of the RICO case was the fact that the vehicle used in Big Nut's murder, a 2014 Infiniti Q50 sedan, was a rental car hired out by Young Thug via the company Hertz. Now, the actual alleged killer of Donovan Thomas is apparently Kenneth Copeland, also known as Lil Woody, who you may have seen in the YSL trial, with Woody being seen in an interview with the police shortly after the murder of Big Nut back in 2015, where they told him he was a prime suspect. Lil Woody stated while on the stand in the YSL RICO trial case that he continuously blamed Young Thug for the murder of Donovan Thomas to get the police off of him.
So it may seem like I'm trying to help Thug out. I'm not trying to help him out. I don't care nothing about him, what he got going on, nothing. I care about the truth. The truth was, I was going through a phase in my life, and I have put all the blame on him. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he got going on. But y'all got me on the stand, and I'm telling the God honest truth. Leave me out of this. I made all these stories up, put the blame on him to get myself out of the situation because the police told me they want a big fish, and I'm a little fish. They ain't who I want. So when they told me that, my only motive was to convince them that I'm telling the truth about this guy right here, and I'm lying.
In 2015, Lil Woody would also be texting Young Thug's sister saying he is going to kill Thug. So personally, I don't know who Lil Woody was working for because he also shot up Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop.
Young, you said nothing I say can be used against me?
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan Daddy barbershop on Bankhead. I don't know what happened with Threat and Rich Homie Quan, but I'ma ride with my brother.
Now, this led to many people believing that Rich Homie Quan left Young Thug and Rich Gang because of the shooting of his father's barbershop and the murder of Big Nut, as at one point in time, Big Nut was Rich Homie Quan's manager, with both of these shootings being carried out by supposedly Lil Woody, who was somewhat affiliated with Young Thug. And literally yesterday in the YSL RICO trial, Lil Woody stated that he requested Young Thug to hire out this grey Infiniti for him, which was used in the murder of Donovan Thomas. Now, the issue was fans back in 2015 couldn't understand why Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug fell out, as in interviews they always stated that they never had beef, just business issues and misunderstanding, with the only differences it seemed like they had was when a fan grabbed Rich Homie Quan's leg at a show one time where he said, "I don't fuck with no fans, back your ass up, you're out here looking like Young Thug."
I'ma knock that out, bro. Get your ass, it's okay, man. Hey, bro, get way back away from it, away from it. Get in your ass, bro. I'm saying, bro. You back up your ass, look over, look like Young Thug, man. So damn.
Which Thug responded with a tweet that read, "Homie, your little career almost over," but on that same day would also state that he forgives Quan by tweeting, "He didn't mean to say that, I'ma give him a pass." And a couple months later, Thug would also diss Rich Homie Quan at a show. But after all the street warfare and now with new information being uncovered about the two shootings, it makes sense why the two could no longer be around each other. Now, in a recent video where allegedly Rich Homie Quan was talking to detectives, he stated that the beef between him and Thug was deeper than the music and that Thug had something to do with the murder of Big Nut.
And right. So my hand was on the spot. I saw it. We had a show together. I'm like, so I'm just asking to get show. Everybody been talking about it. I'm gonna just be a man and answer myself. Right. Straight up, man. Niggas go ahead and do it. We just can't prove. Right. Point blank period. I ain't no rat. I ain't telling no. I'm just being real with y'all. I got how much I love and let, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was real for up, bro.
So, why did you suspect Young Thug when you went down to Miami? Because people told you, or did you have some beef with Young Thug at the time that kind of led you?
I ain't had no beef, bro. That shit was deeper than rap, man. I really feel as if that was jealous of the relationship.
I shut.
It was jealous of the relationship, man.
Because you guys seem to be getting along real well before that. I mean, I saw how you guys were working together in the summer 2014.
Man, listen, man.
And in further paperwork that leaked recently, Rich Homie Quan stated that him and Thug were cool up until the murder of Donovan Thomas, and then said that the murder of Big Nut served as the catalyst for the rift between him and Young Thug. Rich Homie Quan also stated in the paperwork that everyone knows Young Thug had something to do with it, they just can't prove it. Then further stated that Thug was also apparently jealous of the relationship Big Nut and Birdman were building. Later in the paperwork, Rich Homie Quan alleged that his father and Birdman got into an argument which was something to do with Quan signing to Cash Money. Quan believes this is why they attempted to murder his father, because with his father out of the picture, they can get him to sign to anyone he wants, whereas Rich Homie Quan believes he could make more money staying independent. Now I'll be real, I did a whole lot of explaining, but there's a lot of missing information, as simply this is street stuff and no one knows the entire story apart from the dudes who were there. And honestly, I feel like throughout this YSL Rico trial, we'll be getting way more information to do with the murder of Big Nut, as currently as of the August of 2024, they're getting Lil Woody to testify he was apparently the shooter of Donovan Thomas, and literally like yesterday they asked him, did you kill Donovan Thomas, where he almost slipped up and admitted to it.
Did you kill Donovan Thomas, Mr. Copeland? Did you kill Donovan Thomas, Mr. Copeland?
Huh?
Did you kill Donovan Thomas? You shaking your head? Is that a no?
No.
Okay then. And is that what you went down there to tell Detective Thorpe back on January 11, 2015?
What?
Is that what you went down there to tell Detective Thorpe, that you did not kill Donovan Thomas?
I don't understand. I don't know if this is a trick question.
So yeah, hopefully during the YSL Rico trial they will uncover more information about the murder of Donovan Thomas and how it exactly went down. Now Lucci wouldn't be the only rapper that was posting Young Thug's children, as on the 13th of September in 2015, Florida rapper Plies would post a video of Thug's young daughter where she repeatedly said, "I'm tired," which she would caption, "Current mood, I'm tired, brackets not tired," with the hashtags beer feel like me beer, hashtag Plies, ain't no mixtape beer is digging in that nose, same I be telling a bit. Not only is it quite weird to post another man's daughter on your Instagram page, but to also call her the B word in your caption is quite awful. Now Thug would of course respond to this, where at first he would comment under the post saying, "Get this off your page or it's a problem my fella, not asking no more slime," where soon after he would follow up with a fiery Instagram video.
Man, listen, I want everybody in the world to act this apply to this said, take this video of my daughter off his page, calling her out her name. It's gonna be a problem. That video ain't down to date on Everything I Love is problems, bro. Whatever you want to be with, says.
Now Plies would record a video back saying that he didn't know that girl is Young Thug's daughter.
I never disrespect nobody, churn, never have and never will. I put up an IG poster, a little girl, I ain't know who the f was. All I know, she was speaking on how I felt, and still feel like she's speaking for me. And if you had a problem with it, ask me to take it down. You don't threaten me to do.
Nah, with Plies saying he'll never disrespect someone's daughter, even though he did, and still hasn't taken down the video, Thug would again post another video in response.
Whoa, big guy. You sound like you a little frustrated and mad. Knowing damn well you was dead ass wrong, big ass nigga. You said you don't disrespect a person's kid, but you called my daughter a bitch several times. Get the video down, fuck.
Now a couple of days after this Instagram showdown, Young Thug would do an interview with DJ Holiday, who asked him about his beef with Plies, where Thug explained that at first he went after the baby mother of his daughter for first of all posting the video of his daughter cussing on the internet, and then further argued that Plies is a 40-year-old man and should know better than to post people's kids on his Instagram.
So why'd you come at his neck like he knew exactly what was going on?
I ain't really come at him for putting it up because I'm gonna come at like the founder first. I'm gonna come at mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Come at the first motherfucker, put it up, not the last one. But only reason why I was frustrated with him is because, you know, you 40-year-old ass man. You know better. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a rapper trying to turn to the media, you going too far. What the f is you doing? You putting a kid on your page cussing, that ain't cool. You trying to be too funny.
Now after this radio interview, things would go silent between the two for a couple of months, until the topic we brought up again in an interview in the January of 2016, where Thug would again explain that he wasn't upset with Plies posting the video to his Instagram, but the fact he called his daughter a bitch.
And I understand, you know, where he come from, Florida, that's like a popular word, or, you know, they used to saying it, but, you know, I don't understand how you can, you know, it's certain, you know, certain things you gotta tone, you know, you can't, I don't understand how you can call a little girl the B word too many times.
Yeah.
I might slap the, man.
Yeah.
I might slap man when I see him, man, I swear to God.
Now in an interview with Complex just around a month later, Plies would clap back, saying, "I don't play with a certain tier of artists, like you're trying to get poppin' and sh*. I don't F with lower tier artists, I just don't. Don't you go back and forth with a mother that ain't on your level," which was probably Plies taking shots at Young Thug only selling 10,000 copies of his recent project I'm Up, which dropped around 3 weeks prior. A day after this interview went up, Thug clapped back with a set of tweets. "Plies, I'm a millionaire P-boy, and I bought my whole family cars, houses, have you lil fella? Plies, go check the numbers pussy, I got way more hits than you could ever have, and you twice my age, sob emoji, laugh emoji, sob emoji, laugh emoji. Bag your old ass up. Plies, you need a tour. Plies, you disrespect kids F-boy, nobody F's with that type. Always remember, I'm up. I don't care enough to show my money, I like to gamble." And from what I can find on the internet, it seemed like these tweets caused Plies to back off and not respond to Thug, as it seemed like nothing happened after this. Another petty internet beef you could say, I guess, but really it was just Thug trying to defend his daughter and coming out on top. On the 21st of April in 2020, French Montana said that he believed he was on the same level as Kendrick Lamar in terms of hits. If we're just talking about anthems, me versus Kendrick hit for hit, I believe I can go neck for neck. I've been making hits for a long time. It ain't my fault I believe in myself. How was I supposed to answer that question? How many times I gotta prove myself before I get mine? And after receiving nothing but a wave of hate in his replies, he would follow up with another tweet saying he has nothing but love for Kendrick. I love Kendrick. That's not just for Kendrick, that's to anybody they put in front of me, and ask me that same question. What you want me to say, lol? It shouldn't be your attitude too. If you think any less of yourself, don't blame it on the next person who don't, set it up. Now I understand where French is coming from, you know, having self-believe in yourself and thinking you're the greatest, but Thug would see this and would put out a video in response.
Stupid he got more hits than Kendrick Lamar. Fool.
French would then respond to Thug, where he made fun of him for wearing a skirt.
Hey Thug, man, thank you for wearing that skirt for me on those styles, you heard? Hold the cap.
Hold the
Fuck
cap.
with you though. I wouldn't worry about 21 Savage before me and Kendrick, you heard?
Go worry about them niggas.
Hold the cap.
Now French would start getting disrespectful, obviously making fun of Thug supposedly being gay, as Thug would then respond to French saying he was only trying to address the disrespect French was putting on Kendrick Lamar's name, and that Thug doesn't benefit from beefing someone like him. And whilst this entire beef was going down, 21 Savage would also put out a tweet saying Thug is the newest inductee in the Hall of Cap, which wasn't a diss, but that was because Thug missed one of his flights to see 21, which he addressed in this video.
French Montana. Listen, bro. Get out of your feelings. I'm only speaking from an artist standpoint. You do not have nowhere near more hits than Kendrick Lamar whatsoever. You probably won't ever have more hits than Buddy. So, get that out of your head. I don't know what you're taking, but get that out of your head. Second of all, I got off the phone with Savage. I told him I was coming to Atlanta for a few days. I supposed to get on the jet yesterday, and I supposed to get on the jet today, but I ain't make it. So that's why he put it up and said, I'm in the Hall of Cap. We don't got no smoke with each other. Third of all, that's what I forget for even like you. I wore that dress in your video just to show love and support, because I only put that dress on when it's real, when I feel like it's real love or what it's supposed to be. That's the only time I do that type of shit. Because I thought it was love, but that's the thinkings I get for fucking niggas like you. But it's okay. I know you smoke dope. I don't even get cool points in my hood or in no hood for even talking to suckers like you. Like, I don't even talk to niggas like you, bro. Like, stay in your lane, I stay in my lane, bro. You ain't even on my level when it come down to getting no business handled or none of that. Like, you're a bitch, bro. I'm not finna argue with you on the internet. I'm not finna argue with no rap on the internet, no none of that, because I know that's what the critics and the white people and the motherfucking society, I know that's what they want. What they get, this what they get a rush off. So I don't even want to have no problems. Not problems. I love problems. I don't even want to have no back and forth internet smoke with none of you put, especially no, bro. Like this with M's, bro. This come with batters, bro. Like you ain't gonna kill nothing and letting nothing die. We don't even got no time to have no smoke with each other. Like it ain't that serious. You know what's up with me, bro. You know.
And in French Montana's response, he would continue making fun of Thug for being gay, as he would respond with a picture of a man that looks like Young Thug in a skirt, which actually isn't Thug. French would also caption this post with, "Had to wear the skirt to tuck the scat, line up, have changed Young Thug versus French Montana hits. Since you wanna jump in some that had nothing to do with you, don't talk money to me my boy, that's really you up there, hashtag that's a fact, hashtag cool points." Thug would then drop another video in response, making fun of French Montana for showing off his luxurious items and his pool. We would also laugh at French for blocking him and that he is not the guy in the picture wearing the skirt.
We ain't even talk about these fake ass Bugattis and fake ass houses with these pools you getting your ass put out of in the next 2-3 years and all that cheese ass jewelry. We ain't even finna talk about none of that. Like, that is the topic of, I guess. Showing videos, pool in front of your pool. Yeah, I got a pool, nigga. Man, motherfucker slossing in LA with a pool. You ain't got them doing nothing. Show me a pool inside the ocean. Like, you showing me a pool? Smallest house in LA got a pool. Oh, yeah. Your spot out right now. You gonna put it on Instagram. I bet you put it on Instagram, nigga, at your house, huh? On God. You blocked from your page. I'm on my fake page. Can't about to black me. I still said you post a picture. That ain't me on that picture. Lane Green ass. The whole world been thinking that too, man. I'm 56. I'm gonna say something about that, man. That ain't me with that ugly ass skirt on with that hat. Bullshit.
Thug would then follow up with another video, threatening to call up Meek Mill, as he supposedly has a video of French getting beat up, which Thug wants to post.
Get my phone. I'm finna call Meek right now. Get my phone. I'm finna call Meek. I'm finna show your man. Get my phone. I'm finna make me send me that video. Just get my phone. I'm finna show everybody. I'm finna show the whole world you getting knocked out, bitch. Get my phone. I bet Meek find that video. Man, what the hell? Where what? Hey, Meek, where they knocked his ass out at, man? Where it was, man? I'm finna get the video, man. Cause you a real you got the video. Hey, where I can get that video from, Meek?
Thug will then post one more video making fun of French smoking dope and also calling him French auntie.
Bro, how just niggas in the street hit you more than your parents, like coming up. Like your mom and your dad can't match the hits that and just beat your ass up around here with. Like, how the hell a nigga hit you more time than your mom and dad? And you smoke more dope than my auntie. Your new name auntie. You smoke more. Hey, Auntie French, stop playing with me. You smoke more dope than my auntie, bro. That's on God. And I ride past your house and shoot the for sale sign up.
French would then respond saying that if Meek has the footage, then show it, and he will give him a mil.
That's you with that skirt, man. I'm gonna film the video like this. That's how you like it. You must have fell on your head. Oh, them jeans you got on too tight. Fake Bugattis, fake houses. Still got a full computer full of your motherfuckers. You been on my since day one before you. Bro, are you talking about millions? You talking about houses and water? I wasn't even trying to show you no pool. What are you talking about, man? And if Meek got some footage like that, tell him to show it to you. I'll give you $1 million. Show it. Does it look like we get beat up? Does it look like it hands on me? I've been in the game for 20 years. It's fucking crazy, nigga. Nigga. You going, bro? Fuck Talk about nigga. You crazy?
Now, I don't want to drag this on for too long, but the Instagram war would end off with them posting a couple of Instagram stories, making fun of each other for being fruity. Now, throughout this entire beef, Thug would also put out an Instagram story showing his DMs with French Montana, where he showed us that he was upset with him due to something that happened with one of his girls, which French explained later down the line in an interview with The Breakfast Club.
If you watched the internet yesterday, Thug told you why it went left. It had nothing to do with Kendrick.
Okay.
I never disrespected my fiance. I never, you know what I'm saying? I never like step in the middle of nobody, especially when I consider somebody as a friend. You know what I'm saying? We was at a video shoot, and you know we was all drunk. It was Megan Thee Stallion, shout out to Megan Thee Stallion, and it was just like an atmosphere with people. And I don't remember this. I said something to her, like tried to holler at her. I don't remember, and I would never do that. He had hit me. And I'm like, bro, nobody would never do that. Like, if she told me that, like, I would never try to holler at shit. First of all, if you put her in front of me right now, I wouldn't even recognize her. You know what I'm saying? I don't disrespect no woman. So
would you apologize then?
Yeah, I apologized to him. I was like, bro, if that happened, my bad. You know what I'm saying? I would never do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to disrespect nobody, especially wife. So I told him that, and I saw him 2 months ago at the weekend birthday party. I went up to him personally by myself, and I tapped him on his shoulder. He turned around. I gave him a pound just to let him know there's like, let's forget it, but let's not beef over something. If I did it, then I would have beefed with him about it, but I didn't do it. So I thought everything was cool. Then this Kendrick thing go out.
He responded kind of quickly too. You're right.
You feel me? So that didn't come from no me and Kendrick. You could tell because he had all that held in because he didn't stop all night.
Now after this, the beef dried out for a little bit until around a month later in the April of 2020, Thug and Chris Brown dropped their collaborative project Slime and B, which sold a very poor 19k in its first week, which led to French making a comment about not wanting to start beef because he's cool with both artists. But it was still kind of a diss. I'll be dead wrong if I say something, but you know, I love Chris and we squashed the drama with Thug, and I really like this album. I think it should have been promoted more. Now Thug felt the sarcasm in this comment, which led to him putting a response on his story explaining the low sales. We put it out on SoundCloud for free about 3 days, auntie. We didn't want to do the whole label thing, but only because he wanted to put it out on his B-day, now mind your little biz. Thug would also post another story telling French to not make him mad because he'll drop his album right now. Now just a short time later, French would go on live with Fat Joe and tell the world that his beef with Young Thug is squashed.
You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, you know, I want everybody to do their thing. I ain't got no beef with them. It wasn't no real beef. You know what I'm saying? It was a miscommunication about something.
And even in a 2024 interview with Vlad, French would explain it was nothing serious and it's now squashed.
Were you and Young Thug kind of going at it around this time?
Yeah, we had a little something, but me and him cool now.
Okay.
Yeah,
so no big deal.
Yeah, it was a little back and forth.
But French wouldn't be the only rapper Thug would be beefing in 2020, as later on in this year, Thug would also get into a dispute with Pusha T. Shortly after the release of Pop Smoke's posthumous album Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, released on the 3rd of July in 2020, an unreleased track called Paranoia would surface on the internet, featuring Gunna, Young Thug and Pusha T, which apparently was supposed to be on the album, with Steven Victor, head of Pop Smoke's label Victor Victor Worldwide, appeared to blame the absence of Paranoia from the album due to a glitch. Now on this track, Pusha T supposedly addressed Drake, where Pusha T referenced to an onstage fight that broke out at his show in Drake's hometown Toronto, where Pusha was booed by the crowd and men rushed the stage to attack him, where the attacker ended up getting stabbed. Now as Drake and Pusha T have had a series of beefs in the past, and since this show was in Drake's hometown, Pusha T suggested that this was planned by Drake. And on the song Paranoia, he said, "You know, reality bites, it's chess not checkers. Those empty threats only sound good on your records. If the patois is not followed by a bloker, it's like marked for death, Screwface without a chopper, let 'em rush the stage when you made like Sinatra, only to hide the blade flying back through LaGuardia. I might even buy a home out in Mississauga. Now just a couple of days later, after fans started questioning why the song never made it onto the album, on the 6th of July, Young Thug would post an Instagram story about Pusha's verse. I don't respect the Pusha T verse on the song with me and Gunna because I don't have none to do with your beef, nor does Gunna, and if I knew that was about him, I would have made changes on our behalf. This rapper is so So it seemed like Thug didn't want the song to be released as Pusha was throwing shots at Drake, but he didn't want himself and Gunna involved, and in general with his ending line, "This rapper shit is so gay," he thought it was lame, which was probably because he was bringing his beef to a dead man's album. After this post, Pusha T would respond with his own series of stories responding to Thug. At Young Thug, couple things. Don't feel bad, nobody knew what that verse was about. The label heads that stopped it didn't even know. They only assume because he told them. The same way he told about the Ross and Maybach 6 verse, and if he'll tell record executives about rap verses, God only knows what else he'll tell. I don't deal in police work, police rappers, or police fellas. In this story, it seems like Pusha is telling Thug not to worry because no one knew it was a diss, and is also alleging that Drake is apparently telling people in the industry to not allow Pusha T's verses to be released, as this Paranoia track wasn't released as they stopped it, which also supposedly happened with Pusha T's verse on Rick Ross's Maybach 6, where he also had a verse dissing Drake. Pusha would then also make 2 more statements on his story. At Young Thug, you were the last verse added to the song, and that's only because I requested you. And most important, Young Thug, just so we are clear, I would never look or need your respect for what it is I bring to this rap game, and would also demand Victor to take him off the Deluxe, which dropped a couple days after, including the song Paranoia, but without Pusha T. After this series of Instagram stories, Thug would post a video on his story in response saying Pusha T shouldn't be trying to use a dead man's album, and Thug and Gunna to continue his beef. Oh, and Thug called his verse 7 days.
First of all, your verse 7 days, if you know what I mean. I'm up for a week. Second of all, you already done goddamn, you already went crazy the first time, so you ain't even got it. Ain't nothing but a sucker going on double takes and triple takes and quadruple takes. You should have just got all of it out on the first song. You put the first song out. You ain't even have to do all that on those. You just feel like you ain't gonna get enough views on your own shit. So you came and put some bullshit on a whole nother resting in peace music, trying to fuck a nigga whole vibe. Cause you feel like, but this is the perfect platform. Thug, Gunna, and Pop Smoke. This is the perfect platform to that ass. This is the perfect song to do it on. Why the fuck you ain't do that shit on your own song? Do that on your own song. Niggas ain't jumping in the business because I don't give a fuck about it. And then what now? One of y'all going on kill for.
And after that, we wouldn't hear of Pusha and Thug again, but honestly in this one, I can see why Thug was upset. He was trying to use his and Gunna's name on a dead man's album to push his beef with Drake. The next beef of Young Thug I'll be delving into is with Houston native Sauce Walka. It would all begin on the 18th of December in 2014, after the controversial Young Thug attended an event in Walka's hometown. The story is, Thug showed up to Houston to show support when Sauce Walka and his brother found out Thug was in Texas. They decided to go to the same event to confront and press Thug. The Sauce brothers are cool with YFN Lucci, who is a rival gang member of Thug, so that may be a reason why they felt animosity towards Thug.
Real though, in a real way, not the fake. Hey Trey, tell the homies, let them know where he at. This is the last time, motherfucking city.
Now as we can see from the video, Thug was quite unbothered, and it seemed like Sauce Walka failed to get his attention. But he would try again a couple years forward in 2019, after he posted a video to his Instagram calling out people for using the word slime when they aren't real gangsters, which was a shot at Thug.
Oi, man, it's Sauce Got It, the kid that did, man. And today, I got a very important PSA, because I am about sick and tired of you with this. PSA for today is the word slime. Say, blood, I am a Piru, man. P-I-R-U, people in red uniform, man. Piru story like I used to, man. Big bird, man. I'm not no snake, man. I'm not no slime. I don't slither, I don't slide, and I don't bite motherfuckers behind their back. I'm not no snake, man. I'm a blood. I'm a dog. You understand me? You know what I'm talking about? I'm a pig. Don't call me no slime, man. Slime's supposed to be some blood shit.
Everybody slime, and it's Crip slime, white boy slime, white girl slime. Don't associate me and none of my that, man. We Pirootsers out here, man. You know what I'm talking about? 102 NHP South Park, Piroot. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all rappers is sad. Y'all letting girls throw up sex for pussy. Y'all got SoundCloud rappers wiping their nose, talking about slime, slapping blood. Y'all ain't never shot or killed nobody, bro. You ain't never killed nobody but a keyboard.
Now, even though he didn't direct his disses at any names, Thug got the hint, which led to him leaving a comment which read, "It's up." Walker chose to interpret Thug's comment as fighting words, to which he responded accordingly. "Thug, stop acting like I didn't press you in Houston G5 strip club last year in real life, no rapping facts. No man in the dress can fade me. Boy, get off my page before I punch you and your weak ass security down when I be you. I live in the sky, it's always up and stuck with me." Now in the March of 2019, Thug would go on IG Live as usual talking to fans. However, halfway through he took the time to address YFN Lucci and Sauce Walker, threatening to slap them.
Now of course I'm slapping the fuck out Lucci and I'm slapping the fuck out Sauce. I'm slapping the hell out y'all little nigga, man. Stop playing with me. Don't even play with me because they know what time it is. Like, so for y'all to play with me, just really tell me, like, confirm that y'all don't know what time it is, you know? Or y'all feel like I'm a hoe, or y'all feel like y'all play with me, or I feel some type of way. You feel a weird way about me, like a nigga may feel something like slam a bitch. I don't care, bro. I want water. So you know you gonna get that. I'm getting you all that.
Now of course, Sauce Walker wouldn't take lightly to Young Thug's comments and would reply back with a fiery video making fun of Young Thug's gender fluid fashion sense.
This motherfucking message right here is for Young Hug, young board, young motherfucking dress. You know who the fuck I'm talking about, you. Bro, let's get this understood, bro. You are a fucking transsexual. You are a sexual. You are a like now nigga no motherfucking dress with lipstick or makeup, whatever, put their motherfucking hands on me.
Sauce Walker would also post a video of Young Thug boxing where him and his friends would laugh at him.
Pose. He thought he was finna get some clout.
Where you at? I want all the grease.
You got out.
I want all the. That's what you did. That's what you did with your homeboys, huh? That's what you and your homeboys did, huh? With your dumb ass.
Sauce Walker would continue making fun of Thug though, as he would also post 2 more videos, one which would be Big Baby Flava buying a dress, presumably in reference to Thug's Jeffrey cover.
Give my baby them the dress, you hear that shit? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, give my baby that dress right there, it's slime, get slime dress. Hey yo, man, say Young Thug. I'm gonna walk them talking about, man, you know what I'm talking about, man? Hey man, I bought a dress for my man, slime, baby. Hey man, you my whoa. My whole alone, boy. Fuck all the wrong you there. What you talking about? Yeah, I bring it to Splash Town for my Thug, man. That whole way. Hey, listen, hey, listen, Thug. I ain't gonna lie, I would've went to Chanel and got you one, but I thought Fashion House was a little better. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, this Fashion House, you way this bitch, this whole. Hey, what the? Slide your cute ass up in this hill. $40.
He wouldn't stop there, as he would then later share another video, this time a screen recording of Thug, captioned, "Who's more intimidating, Young Thug or the guy with a gun?" The beef would then continue a year later in 2020, as on the 11th of April, Sauce Walker would challenge Thug to a boxing match via Instagram. Now Thug would respond by commenting, "You need to put that money into your homies, build your label up. I'm sure it's fellas around you without. Put them fellas to work too. Boss up, little brother. I don't want no smoke with you. By the way, I just spent that on groceries this month." As in the May of that year, rappers Maxo Cream and Rizzo had a fight that got posted on the internet. Now of course, when 2 rappers have a public brawl, it's a pretty big deal, which ignited many beefs, with one of these people being involved being Young Thug, as Thug would post a picture of Maxo Cream on a story calling him the people's champ. Now this statement did not sit well with Walker, because Rizzo is one of his artists, so he immediately jumped on Instagram to respond, questioning Thug why he's talking about Houston business, threatening Thug, his security, and that apparently he confronted him at Astroworld.
Young Thug, you bitch boy. Now, didn't I give you a perfectly clear opportunity to join in the rumbles of thugs in the jungle? If your ass ass want to fight and have something to say about Texas business. Why you don't want to come and punch? You think that you have the motherfucking delegation to speak on some gangster and some street going on in Houston, Texas. Please stay in Georgia, because you are more than welcome to come out here and get a part of this punching that you're not going to do. I will beat up you or your security guard, Young Thug. You goddamn jump out your goddamn purse and your skirt and wrap up your tailport around your fist and let's do some punching. 2 years straight at Astroworld. Ran down on you both times. Ask anybody about it. You didn't want to do no action, jackson, baxin, maxin, punk.
Now, even with all these threats put out towards him, Thug did not feel intimidated and still ended up pulling up to Sauce Walker's hometown, Houston, which he would show on his Instagram story and dare him to pull up.
Relax. H-Town, nigga, what's happening? Yeah, I'm out here.
To which Sauce Walker would respond by addressing the fact that Thug was driving around Houston at 4 AM, flexing he's in Sauce Walker's hometown and that if Thug wants real smoke, he's willing to link up with Thug.
Please stop adding me and my brothers in this little post about some rapper driving around at 4 o'clock in the morning talking about I'm in Houston. Everybody know, if you want to meet up with me in Houston and do some punching and squabbling, because if we already know everybody, then naturally you didn't say you don't want no beef and no grease smoke, but you made plenty of statements saying this. So stop doing it old punk ass shit. If you want Sauce Walker, I'm out of here. I'll tell you exactly where I'm at. We can meet up, punch, do whatever. Y'all don't want to do that. So chill out. Have a nice day.
Now again, for a couple of weeks, this beef would simmer down until in the June of 2020, Sauce Walker would post on his story advertising some sort of package deal he's doing, selling verses from him and his artists.
So today, I have a Sauce Gotti TSF Business BEO, Best BEO Business special for y'all. If you get a feature from any one of my TSF artists for the high, not the low, the high, Sauce Walker will get on the song for free.
Now Thug would see this and diss Walker, claiming he's desperate and should start a GoFundMe.
If you on the internet promoting verses, you better off starting a GoFundMe. All that price is cheap this week. I'm charging $1,500, $2,000 ass. Get you a GoFundMe, but.
In response, Sauce Walker would go on Instagram Live saying that Thug shouldn't try dissing another man just because he's trying to feed his family.
What type of hate on another feeding his team and his family?
Where he would then also make a post on his Instagram claiming Thug's YSL label makes no money.
Baby make more money than every artist signed to your slimeball YSL peon ass record label, and that's a fact.
And again, it seems like this was just another petty internet beef, or either of them just trying to gain clout. As in recent interviews, Sauce Walker would address that he never had any serious issues with Young Thug.
We never figured it out really like that. It just more or less on some I don't give a I stood on the business. I said what I said. I did what I did. Whenever it came to the streets, I stood on the business in the streets. Whenever it came to the music, I stood on the business in the music.